I'm down for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like people need to graduate to the hour though. Like once we do the half hour. But
it's a growing process. You don't want to throw an hour as the first episode or the second episode. I mean.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. Hey, welcome to the Gypsypotamus Experience. I've got my buddy Mitch here with me.
Hi there.
How's it going, man?
That's pretty good.
It's been a while since we've seen each other, dude.
Yeah. It's been like almost a month, maybe 2 months. But here I am.
Yeah, dude.
Back at it.
Thanks for coming over here.
Yeah, no problem.
So you and I met back in college. I want to say like my sophomore year.
Yeah, it was quite some time ago. Maybe 2010, 6 years ago.
Was it theater class, right?
It was theater class, yeah.
Dude, that was so random. It's not even like I was going into theater or anything like that. But it was just like...
It filled a prerequisite.
Right. No, that's exactly what it was for me, too.
It was either that or like a plethora of other horrible classes I would have gotten D's in or something. or failed. So I was like, I'll try theater. I took it in high school.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're one of actually I met a lot of cool people in that class. The professor was cool. I got an A, I think.
Nice. I don't even think I got an A.
Yeah. But you're the only person I talk to consistently still.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with I told you before, I think that I'm a couple of friends with them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
what was it like? One was like Victoria and some other people.
The one in Hawaii now that I see on I just see her on
Is that the same chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a hoe.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
She was, but she's really cool.
Yeah.
Is
she though?
I don't know. I didn't get my dick sucked, so she's not that
she's
much
not
of a
that
hoe.
Cool. In that case.
Not that cool, yeah.
No, not at all.
But yeah, that was a long time ago. Do you still talk to anyone from those good old days at CC?
Dude. I think it's just you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of my college friends, I don't talk to any of them anymore.
Yeah.
Except for you, who I hit up randomly.
Dude, I'm so glad you hit me up more recently. I've had your number for a while, and
yeah.
Honestly, I was looking at it, and I kind of I made a point to just hit you up sometime more recently. And I mean, you've always been on my radar just in general, as people I wanted to keep connected with and everything after college ended.
But because we never got angry and fought each other or anything like that.
Right.
We just hey, life got busy and
right.
We had a falling out, but we didn't stop being friends. Let's put it that way.
And I feel like that's a lot of people from college. Most of the people you meet, it's kind of just I might hit this person up later on, but then later on comes and they're just nah, fuck that dude. Yeah.
Or you see him at a bar,
I never fucking hung out with them or anything.
Yeah, you see him at the bar and that guy wasn't that cool anymore. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But at the time,
yeah, especially if you see him being creepy or something, creeping on some people, it's I'm not even gonna approach that guy, even pretend I know him or anything.
Yeah, that's the problem coming back to, because I moved from my parents and I moved, so when I'm back in town from where I grew up, I just see all these people from middle school, high school, and I'm just man, I don't know if I want to talk to them anymore. Some of them are cool. And if they say hi to me, of course, I'm not going to ignore them or pretend like I don't know them. But I still, I'm just oh, man.
Yeah, dude, sometimes there's just an awkward experience where it's just you, oh, man, I've honestly at least had so many of them where I'm I run into people that I know and I'm just well, generally from high school, I was a relatively social person. Mm-hmm. So I'm I usually kept a good reputation with people.
Yeah.
But generally it's even if I see them across the room and it they we somehow make eye contact and it kind of like gets weird because I'm like, I don't want to really go over there, but at the same time, like they also don't want to come over here, but that's like an awkward tension.
Yeah.
And then like I feel like occasionally, especially if it's like, I don't know, let's say like a bowling alley or something, you know, you like see them like a few lanes down, and like you see them and then like they see you, and then like you kind of keep looking at each other awkwardly, like every maybe like 15, 20
Every time
minutes.
you go up the ball.
Right, yeah. It's just like you like look around and like they're just like right there like staring at you, and you're just like, oh god. You like look at your friends, you're like, they're kind of just like having their own thing, and you know they don't understand, you know they don't realize that you've already, you know, spotted someone that you know.
They have no idea like the tension in your own mind.
Right,
They think you're having a great time, but like
right. And it's like, oh, why the fuck is Jivko being so fucking weird up there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he just had like an awkward look in his face. Like what the hell was that?
Yeah, honestly, at that point in any situation, I just kind of go up to him like, "Yo, man, what's up? It's been a while."
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, and then you just kind of eliminate it right away, so there's no more awkwardness, tension, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That's what I do, at least, especially if we already acknowledge each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right, I should probably go up there and so we don't keep glancing at each other awkwardly and it's like, hey, is that really, I can't really tell that's him. Like he kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's for sure him.
There are those people though that I would just not approach because they're just like, oh, those weird people, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I never initially talked to them. Why would I start now kind of things? But I totally know their face, you know, from years ago.
I had that one class with him in PE and I never talked to him, but I recognize him.
Right.
And now I see him at a bar. Do I talk to him?
Right.
No. I wouldn't.
He like looks successful, but then you're like, even though that is the thing, like,
Nah, yeah.
I mean, unless you're like a girl trying to get with someone, but like, or unless it was a girl, and then like she you know, let's put that situation in order. Like, let's say it was a girl that you never talked to. Like, I feel like if you were single and everything, I would probably go over there, you know, in that sort of situation.
I mean, if I never talked to her before, I would try something. I don't know. Maybe,
right.
Or maybe
especially
not.
if you got a few drinks in your head, in yourself.
I'm like, hey, are you so and so? Like, oh yeah. Like, oh shit, I'm blah blah blah.
You're like, oh, I don't recognize you.
I knew you in high school. We had calculus together.
Right.
And I'm like, no, we didn't. I don't know who you are. I'm like, I was just on my way out. Like, you have to have a backup plan. Like, yeah, right. Actually, I was just leaving. I'm closing my tab.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you either.
Yeah. Okay, well, this just got awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Have you had that before where you recognize someone, you try to talk to them, they're like, no, I don't know you?
Yeah. No, I've had that. Definitely. Well, it's just like the thing, like I feel like, especially me, like my head works in ways like I pretty much like, especially in my past, like I remember faces a lot easier than I remember names. Mm-hmm. You know, like I'm a very visual learner, so I basically like, I honestly like everyone through high school that I've seen so far, like I could totally point out if I see them like in the future, especially if I have an interaction with them at all, like even to say like hi or like, you know, they've been in a class of mine or something like that. If I see them, I'll recognize them for sure. Mm-hmm. Like even if they kind of look different, have a beard or like longer hair, or like whatever the case is, I feel like I'd be like, that person looks oddly familiar.
Then you just try to reconnect where and why.
And then like I'm like staring at them as they're staring back, and I'm like feeling awkward because they don't look like they recognize me. They're like, what the fuck is this weirdo over here, like just staring at me? And they're like, I kind of like keep like staring at them, and they're just like trying to do their own thing, and then like they kind of keep looking back to make sure I'm not looking anymore. Mm-hmm. Oh, then I'm still looking. There's like, this is fucking weird. And then at that point, you kind of have to like say something, so it's not like there's someone stalking them across the room or something like that.
Because once you introduce yourself again, like, hey, do I know you? Yeah. And then it kind of just like you don't have to glance over every fucking 30 seconds anymore.
Right. Oh yeah, as soon as you break that tension, you could, you totally, like in your mind, it does put it to rest.
And oftentimes I feel like you're the one having to do it, not the other way around. Because I've never really had someone like come up to me like, hey, do we know each other, by the way? Like, I've never had that. I'm always the one that is like, oh fuck, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah. goddamn our minds and our being able to recognize so many fucking people.
Unlucky.
Yeah, man, it kind of is. Like, it's almost like a curse, but in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of like rekindling things, because we haven't talked for a while, except for like 2 months ago. But before that, it's been years.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely.
I don't remember the last time I talked to you if I went to New York yet.
No.
No? Okay,
No.
so it must have been after.
How was that?
It was awesome. I stayed in Queens, and
was that like a significant experience in your life?
It's one of my favorite vacations. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't vacationed much as like an adult. I had a lot of vacations when I was younger with my family and everything like that.
Yeah.
But as like 18 and up, 21 and up, I haven't been to too many.
Okay.
But something rekindling was one of my good friends back actually in 2010, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I hit him up, and I knew he lived in New York at the time, and we haven't spoken in like I said, 6 years either.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I'm coming to New York. I know it's been a while since we last talked, but do you want to have dinner, have a couple drinks or lunch or whatever you're free for? I'm game if you want to meet up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he messaged me. He's like, yeah, man, I'm free. Like, yo, how have you been? So we were just talking for a while.
Nice.
I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll be in New York next week. Let's hang out and all that stuff. So came there, and his life just totally changed. Like,
in what way?
He used to be a big party guy, and now he has to go. Now he's working like full time, and
you mean like since you knew him from before?
Yeah. Okay. When I knew him before, we were in the same EMT class actually for a while. We both flunk out because we just both flunked out. We were just too immature at the time to.
Well, EMT, like a emergency like medical unit.
Medical technician. Yeah.
Whoa.
We were in that school for a while at college.
I didn't know you were into that.
That was actually the first thing I did straight out of high school.
Wow. You just wanted to like save people?
No, I actually didn't think like regular college was for me.
Yeah.
Because like, how people always say college isn't for everyone.
Right.
You're not necessarily stupid if you don't graduate college, which I really believe. But going out of high school, I'm like, you know what? I'm not really good at school. College isn't for me. I'm more of like a manual labor kind of like blue collar guy. I didn't think I was smart enough to do college.
Do college, right?
Yeah. Ironically, I graduated college and I'm still like not doing shit. So,
you've done plenty of things.
I have done plenty of things, but I don't have a full-fledged career or anything like that.
Yeah.
But which isn't necessarily like the worst thing in the world. A lot of other people have it worse. So, I was talking to my buddy and connected with him again, and same exact amount of time, like 6 years. Haven't talked to you since then.
Right.
And obviously a lot changed, and I got fucked up with him. It was really fun, actually.
Nice.
That was probably like one of my best nights in New York. That trip was hanging out with him.
Dude, it's so legit. Like I love when you have like a chance to connect with people, especially if they've moved away and like literally started brand new lives.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to reconnect with them and then like kind of like touch up on points that you like used to have in common before, and then like they like relate on what they the connection they had with you, and then like more or less like teach you about like how they've changed and like how their lives have like differed from that aspect. And then I don't know, man, like I love reaching out to people like out in like different states, especially like for example like this one time I went out to visit one of my buddies in California, and I've been good friends with him. I mean, like he came over from Poland in like I want to say junior year of high school, and like I pretty much just like enveloped him into our group of friends. Awesome. And and I mean not ours, but like my group of friends at the time in high school. Yeah. But yeah, and it was just so like interesting to kind of go back. It was like funny story, but totally sidetracking here for a second. That's cool. But at one point, I think it was like maybe like the second time I ever hung out with him, he was like super just like offended when I think I like just gave him shit for something, and apparently like in Poland, if you give someone shit, like you literally want to like kick their ass.
Oh wow.
Like it's like you do not give people shit. Like it's like they don't take sarcasm well. Like he for sure did not like understand my sarcasm when he came over here, because I was like hanging out with him and I was just like driving around and I was just giving him shit about something.
Yeah.
You know, I was just being myself.
It was like,
and I was just like, check your shit out and like your, whatever. I was just like giving him grief, and he did not respond. Well, he's like, drive me home right now. And I was like, dude, what? What do you mean? Like, we're hanging out, like we're about to go sledding or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, like, I mean, it was like, early high school, and I had just got my license and everything. So he's like, dude, take me home right now. Cause dude, like, I mean, like I later talked to this like totally unrelated, like Polish guy, and he really like gave me like a real, like life, relation to what he must have been experiencing at the time, which was like, yeah, like you like absolutely can't fuck with people, like otherwise like they will get like defensive or like emotional about the situation, or like they, because for example like in Poland they have this is quite the tangent, but
that's fine.
yeah, no, in Poland they apparently, I mean, they have free healthcare and everything like that, so like if you kick someone's ass, like no one really pays for it except like the nation, you know what I mean? Like it comes straight out of taxes and stuff. So I mean, it, like it's like no big deal almost. And like here, obviously, you have to pay for your own medical bill, and like you have to, like, there's got to be some compensation. People get sued and stuff, like for physical battery and stuff like that. So it's like a totally different scenario. But yeah, so he actually felt threatened at the time, and so he's just like, oh man, like fucking take me home and shit. But anyway, getting back to our story though, like it was crazy though, because I did like visit him in not Poland, yeah, I visited in Poland. Yeah, so he moved out to California not too long ago, and I was visiting him out there, and he's kind of like an IT guy in like Silicon Valley and stuff like that. Shit. Yeah, man, it's literally like a totally different world, from the like Chicago lifestyle and. Like everything back here, and I mean everything I'm involved in any case. And I don't know, man, like it literally gave me like a totally new aspect into like his life. Obviously we like connected on every point that we had, built on initially as, our friendship went. But it was just like very interesting to see where he had gone, like how he had progressed. And all that, dude, we had a fucking great time. We got smashed just like you did with your friend. Awesome. And dude, that's a given. That has to happen.
We're
like
adults
you
now.
got to party and like just like alter your environment a little bit, just a little bit to get into that little groove zone and get into your party, get into your like
your true face.
Right. It's like party Gypco's on here. Like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah. You let loose a little more, and you become more friendly, and you get to talk about some real shit. Maybe you guys didn't want to talk about shit right away. Like, hey, I haven't seen this guy in like 10 years. Like, what am I supposed to talk with him about? But when you get drunk, it's kind of.
Dude, all barriers fall down, and
like,
everything just like comes out.
Like, man, actually, I was having some trouble back. That's why I left to California or whatever. And just other shit flies out, and you're like, wow, damn, I didn't know that. That's all. That's crazy, awesome, whatever.
Right.
So that's how I felt, at least, because same thing happened when we were fucked up. We were playing pool, and then we started talking about some real shit.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, this is what I needed.
Shit just got real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? How long ago was that trip for you?
Oh man, like I mean I went to, let's see, yeah, I mean I was just visiting with my girlfriend. One of her friends moved out there like 2-3 years ago, I think, and then 2 years ago I visited out there with her and her friend. Like visited her friend out there, and then last year my buddy moved out there like my buddy initially moved out down to Arkansas, and then he moved out there, and then he got like a gig in Silicon Valley, doing IT and stuff. And dude, that's where it's at. And
It's like the mecca for
yeah,
for computer engineers, IT, computer
right.
dudes. Yeah.
Dude, I was like kind of worried about him because he is initially like into cars and stuff, like just as I am, and among many other things. But yeah, and he's just like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go get a motorcycle when I get out there. And I was like, dude, you better be fucking careful as fuck, man, because I am so concerned about you. Like last few times I've been out there, people literally like, you can't even describe how shitty they drive.
Yeah.
Like people have no idea like how a steering wheel works, let alone like understand what a motorcycle on the roadway is.
Hasn't that been like the stereotype that California has like the worst drivers in the
Dude,
whole country?
that's what I've heard so far, and that's what I've seen. Dude, I'm not saying like everyone's fucking shitty at driving, but there are so many people, just in, like generalizing here, there are just like a large population of people that like they're just not good drivers.
Yeah, I can't talk about NorCal at all because I've never been up there. But LA, Orange County.
Yeah. Well, this is San Francisco.
Yeah, it's Bay Area,
Yeah.
NorCal.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, LA, Orange County.
Is that Northern California?
Both LA, Orange County, Southern. SoCal, Southern California.
But even San Francisco is considered North California?
Yeah.
What? That's like the middle of fucking California.
But the rest of it after that, after
It's just
San
like
Francisco,
mountains, isn't it?
It's like Forest Preserve.
Okay,
There's
that makes
Sacramento,
sense.
but there's not
So
that
like
much.
so like city wise, that is Northern California.
Yeah, the segments is like, northern, middle, and southern.
Okay.
Southern.
I didn't know that.
The main cities in Southern California is like L.A., Orange County, San Diego.
Yeah.
Middle California is pretty much just Fresno, I think, and like some other places, Bakersfield or whatever. And Northern California,
some no place.
Yeah, I've never been there, but Northern California,
I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of Fresno, but like I don't know what
places.
Baker's County is. To be honest.
Bakersfield. But yeah, Northern California.
Sorry, Bakersfield.
Sorry, didn't want to offend anyone out there. Then San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland.
Yeah, San Jose is where he lives.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So it was honestly, I think it was like a hour trip. Something like that, like out from San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Everyone tells me to go to San Francisco because it's such a great place. It's like very up and coming.
Yeah.
Like all the properties getting expensive out there, everything. I have a friend that went to Berkeley.
Okay.
Which is just outside of the area, UC Berkeley.
Yeah.
And she loves it. She loved it. She's like, that's her favorite or second favorite city in the country.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like has to do with like just the weather or.
I think the community. I think she really likes the California environment. She's actually from Singapore.
Yeah.
So she studied abroad here for 4 years.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna adjust this real quick.
Can you not hear me?
It's actually like the plate of the speaker itself. It's a condenser speaker, so it's like it literally is just like a round speaker, and it's just flat like that, like a plate.
Got it.
So it's actually facing you right now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know.
No, it's all good.
I couldn't tell with this foam.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you definitely can't tell with that. Even without it, all you're gonna see is like just mesh metal.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, but
it's all good.
This is a pop filter for the peas.
For the peas.
Yeah, so they're not like too harsh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like puh puh puh. I mean it's puh puh puh. I can still kind of hear it, but anyway.
What's your favorite city in the country that you've been to?
Oh my gosh.
Or what's your favorite city and like
Dude,
what are some that you want to go to?
I have it's really like fortunate. Like I guess I had a really fortunate childhood just because like even though my parents like moved here with nothing and
Same.
Yeah, like I mean I moved here when I was 2 and kind of just grew up. My parents never had like super great jobs. They both it's kind of crazy because like even my mom like back in Bulgaria, which is where I'm from, like my mom like she had a master's degree and my dad had a bachelor's degree. When they moved here, the moment they moved here, my mom's degree was considered a bachelor's. From a master's to a bachelor's. So it literally went down one rank. And then my dad's was moved down from a bachelor's to an associate's.
Wow.
So it was literally like, they were just like fucked, like right off the bat. So like unfortunately, like my mom kind of just went into like babysitting, just to like support her family. And then my dad kind of went into like he's a computer technician by trade. And he pretty much took like baseline jobs, like never got like like an extreme like high paycheck to begin with. And like, dude, I don't know how my parents did it. Like, and I honestly, like, I don't think, this is like, I was born in 1990. So it's like, when I moved here, it was 1992. So like, I don't think like prices have fluctuated that much since then. I mean, like they could have gone up a little bit, but generally speaking, like, I don't think they've gone, I don't think they've like extremely like fluctuated that much. But I mean, like, I'm just shocked that they've like provided so much that they have. But in general, like back to your question though, yeah, man, like I've honestly toured like so like many. I've gone to honestly over 30 states.
Shit.
Like even if it's just passing through, like we still like stopped and like every state we passed through, especially like earlier on our family vacations, like it's almost like every year we went on vacation. Even if it was just like, from Chicago up to like Wisconsin Dells. Yeah. Just to enjoy like that area. I mean, that's also like a vacation spot to begin with. And they
those
have
family
like
trips
nice attractions.
mean a lot though. Those family trips mean a lot.
Oh, fuck it. Especially when you're a little kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's so critical. And,
you only have one brother, right?
I do, yeah.
I have a younger sister.
Okay.
And we did the same thing, just mini road trips, Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's great, man. It's
Iowa.
Great. It's great that like our families were able to provide that for us.
Yeah, I'm not an immigrant myself.
How often did you go?
We went on a trip plenty of times. Road trips too. We went to I remember for a long time we went to Orlando. We drove to Orlando every year.
Wow.
I don't even know how many.
That's quite a drive.
Yeah,
I've done it. And I know, like, it's...
Chicago to Florida is not a short drive, by the way. So, yeah, we did that. We have family...
Every year.
Yeah, for like every winter. Because, we want to escape the winter cold of Chicago.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, yeah, winter break, me and my sister, away from school, parents, Florida.
Yeah.
But we have family all over the country. We have family, like, in North Carolina, Texas, California. So, we had, like, a picking... But we always picked the ones we could drive to.
That's awesome.
Like we never drove to California.
Yeah.
But we drove to Texas, Houston, a couple times.
I've never been to Texas. That's the one state.
I actually like Houston. It's really nice.
Nice, man.
New Orleans a bunch of times.
I'm guessing they have great weather down there, right? Like all the time.
They're always like, especially in the winter, they're still warm-ish. So.
Oh, for sure. Compared to here.
Yeah, compared to negative 20 with wind chill.
Right.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's...
But yeah, what are some of your other favorite ones that you have gone to, and some that you want to go to that you haven't gone to yet?
I'm sorry, I never even got to that question or
no,
that answer. Yeah, dude, like I've honestly, my favorite places, we went to Washington D.C. like twice, and I've been one other time with one of my buddy's parents as just like a random family vacation with them as well. I mean, like I got to see, I haven't got to like, see all the monuments and like even go into the White House just on like a casual tour. It's really kind of interesting because they like, give you the background check and stuff. And I was like a kid at the time. So I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. They're background checking a kid, but I understand. Like they absolutely have to be as safe as possible.
Yeah.
Especially considering it's, the fucking capital.
The White House.
Yeah, right. So it's very interesting. Like we did go through like from there, like we also went. I toured like the Capitol building, and like that's that they even do like exclusive tours there, and they show you like the underground tunnels and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. And yeah, so like that was a nice place to check out.
How old were you?
Oh man, the first time I went there, I was probably, I would say like 9.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was. I mean, like I was
Those are
relatively
fun.
young, but I could still like understand what was going on. Like comprehend most of everything, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like, we were in the Treasury building, and like we were seeing all the money being printed and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's pretty badass.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could go see that. That's
yeah. Well, now it's especially now that Obama made it cool to print more money. But I think like back then they were still like just printing money to like keep money in circulation, because they were like generally they like shred bills, and then they, at least that's as far as I'm aware.
I can see that. I don't.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
anything.
I think there's like a constant circulation of just like keeping the same amount of money in balance. Like they shred like a certain amount of like older generation bills, and then they like come out with new ones. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Or it worked before, but now
I don't know,
I'm pretty sure we could just print the fuck out of anything.
Yeah,
which is not good for the economy, but
as far as I know, yeah.
Right, but bill hasn't gone that far so far. So I mean, like that far below where it's been. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I think the American dollar is pretty strong still, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
I mean, like even with us being able to print us, like the U.S. Being able to print like just unlimited amount of bills, like I don't know, like I don't know if they do just print an unlimited amount of bills. They might, I don't know, but that'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that would be.
But I'm sure they got debts to pay. You know what I mean? Like if they could have been like, oh yeah, like we're printing money again. They could have they should have whispered it as low as possible, kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure they just have to be legit and keep it public, especially as some big decision like that. Unfortunately for them,
things can happen.
Right. But anyway, so Washington D.C. is nice. Another nice place I've been. I mean, I've been to Las Vegas, and then we drove out from there and checked out the Grand Canyon. I know it's just a big ass hole in the ground, and it's super casual.
No, man, I hear it's actually really beautiful there,
dude.
Inspiring.
It almost it was life changing when you're on the rim of it, and you're just looking into it, and you're just holy fuck.
People say it's bigger than they actually assume, because in the pictures you're just oh yeah, it's just a big hole in the ground, like you said.
Right.
But when you get there, I haven't been there personally.
Yeah.
But I've been to a lot of places, a lot of canyon type places like that.
Okay.
And
what other canyons have you gone to?
Well, last year I took a road trip from Chicago to Arizona. So what I did,
road trip?
A road trip.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough.
Jeez.
But it was a 3-week kind of exposition thing.
Yeah, okay.
So we drove from Chicago to Denver. After Denver, we went 3 days of camping.
Interesting.
So after
Denver?
Just outside at Crest Butte, which is somewhere in the
still in Colorado?
Yeah, still in Colorado, a couple hours out.
No one got eaten by bears?
No. I saw a snake, but it was kind of cool.
Wow.
So after,
was it a small snake or a pretty
it was a small
beefy
snake
one?
while we were hiking.
Okay, nice.
And after those 3 days, we went to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent 4 nights there.
Just Colorado straight to Vegas.
Colorado straight to Vegas. But in between then, we drove through Utah.
Nice.
And I didn't know Utah was this beautiful. I really didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the fuck are we? This looks like the Grand Canyon. And we were in the Badlands, I believe it was called. The Badlands, and bandits went to hang out there or live there after doing robberies and stuff like that.
Is that where they have those rock spires and stuff like that?
I didn't see any there, but
Okay.
They probably, I mean, they probably are. But
Okay.
I didn't see any of that specific spot. We're just driving.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the little rock columns that are like all like weather worn and stuff like that. They're all like crazy shaped, like hourglasses and whatever other crap.
Now I know. Actually, it probably is, or Arizona. I can imagine only those two.
Okay.
Maybe
because on the way to the Grand Canyon, we like saw so many of those, and I was like, what?
Oh, really? Maybe it's like Nevada.
But after a while, it was like so casual. After you see like a certain amount of them, you're like, oh, they're all the same.
Yeah.
But
so after Vegas, like
well,
camping.
Like back to Utah, like though, like I've honestly, I don't think I've ever been to Utah or through it. Like what was so beautiful and awing about that?
It's like all those. Do you know how when you load up like Windows XP back in the day, and you had all those backgrounds, and some of them were like desert and like super beautiful?
Yeah.
I think a lot of that was like in Utah and on the edge of like Arizona.
So it's still like a desert sort of geography to it.
Yeah. Ironically, because I never knew, like when I saw Utah, I didn't know what to expect. I just think Salt Lake City and Utah Jazz or whatever.
Yeah.
But I never thought like, oh wow, it's actually a beautiful landscape, like desert features and everything.
Nice.
But yeah, we just drove through it, and I wish I could stay longer, but we had time. We had a timetable to keep.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Vegas.
How old are you then?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 25.
No. Then, at that time.
I was 24.
Okay.
I was last.
So this is literally, a year ago.
It was maybe 11 months and 3 weeks ago.
Wow. That's dope. So it's like fresh in your memory then.
It was quite literally a year ago.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I started that trip like July.
And that was with your whole family?
No, that was just me and my one buddy.
Oh,
the only reason we went out there was because he is going to graduate school at Arizona State.
Okay.
And
so you went camping in Colorado.
Yeah.
And then you went down past Utah to Vegas.
Yeah. Spent 4 nights there. I don't remember. I think 3 nights there, 4 days.
Yeah.
After that, we went to go camping in Big Bear,
nice,
Southern California.
Are you guys just like camping to save money, or?
Kinda. Kinda actually.
Okay. Because that's a legit way to go about it, man.
He couldn't move into his apartment until August 1st.
Yeah.
5 p.m. August 1st.
Okay.
And we left like July 7th through the 10th. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Probably 7th through the 10th.
Nice.
So we needed burn time. And he brought all his camping equipment. So like, hey, let's go camping Big Bear because we have time to burn. So we went camping there for 3 days again.
Yeah.
Met up with his aunt in Orange County.
Yeah.
Spent 4 nights there.
That's Nevada still?
No, this is all California. Orange County, California. Okay. Yeah, and we went to the
hopping
beach.
Around on me.
We went to every state.
Did you see Orange County choppers there?
I did not.
How dare you?
Unfortunately, I did not. We stayed there 4 nights, and we went to San Diego.
That was Orange County you're talking about?
Yeah, this was Orange County. Now we're going to San Diego.
Okay.
This
is all in one trip.
All one.
So casual.
All one trip. And at this time, I have like the craziest tan of my life because this guy, it's his trip. I'm just tagging along. It's actually his trip. Okay. So I do what he wants, and I have input, of course, but it's mainly his trip, and I don't want to interfere.
Yeah.
And what he wanted to do mostly was go to the beach.
Okay.
I'm not against that, so I'm loving to go to the beach. But I think we went like 7 out of 8 days in a row.
Jesus.
Like, god damn, dude. All right.
Was he like a surfer or anything like that, or was he just like a beach goer?
He likes. I mean, if you look at him, you're like, oh, this guy's a beach bum. He has long hair, a beard, and everything. Like sometimes he'll do the man bun or whatever he wants, but
fancy.
I know. But he just likes the beach.
Nice.
So we went to San Diego.
Hey, you gotta like the beach, man.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
But I was.
Clearly, otherwise you would have been
like, hey, motherfucker,
you, man.
Can we just stay inside one day?
Right.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm gonna be drinking tiny wines at the mini bar over there. Okay.
Exactly.
Come get me when you're done hanging out at the beach,
Yeah,
bitch.
fucking let me stay in the shade.
Right.
No, I was cool with it. I had a great tan. I looked great.
Nice.
I was fat as fuck back then because I didn't work out.
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
start working out again. But that was the heaviest I ever was, and I
Okay.
still didn't give a shit about my shirt off and shit.
Nice. That was 1 year ago, man. You look great, man.
Oh, thank you. You haven't seen me in 6 years, but I look the same, I guess. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's good.
So after San Diego, we went to Cleveland National Forest, I believe it's called. It's just an hour or two east of San Diego.
Yeah.
Camped there for another 3 nights. And yeah, that was our last time in California. Then we went to Prescott to meet up with his friend because we still had like 2 days to burn, I think.
Yeah.
We went up there, hung out with her, got drunk, and then we went to.
Then fucked.
We went
then
to
piece the fuck out of there.
We went to Tempe, Arizona, and moved his shit in.
Nice.
And then I took a flight home because obviously he's staying there and I can't drive back with him.
Okay.
So I just took a flight home.
So he was trying to get to Arizona, and he just took a roundabout way to get there.
Down and hook it in.
That's funny.
Just down hook.
Nice.
That was my last year. So all those cities I really like. I think Denver is such a nice city, even though I only spent 1 night there.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. I don't even smoke or anything, which is what Denver's known for now, I guess.
Right, especially nowadays.
Yeah, but I don't even smoke. So
yeah.
So I didn't. I mean, I went to dispensaries, what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to a dispensary, but I was just like, wow, I have a lot of stuff here for like just. It's like weed.
Just for being
Willy
introduced,
Wonka
newly introduced into it.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they have edibles everywhere. They have like.
Well, I guess technically speaking, like I feel like the dispensaries there have been there for a while because I'm pretty sure they've had like medical there. Like
yeah, they know what to sell
now.
They know what's popular.
Recreational was popular, was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so how about cities that you have never gone to, that you would like to go to?
Dude, that's one of the cities right there.
Denver?
Is Denver. I've never been to Colorado. I've never gone through it. Like the first ever time I, heard about it, I was like, oh yeah, like that sound, that just like Colorado in general sounded like a great place to ski in well, initially when I was a skier, I like skied for the first, I want to say like 6. Okay, so I've been skiing since I was like 7. So I want to say, maybe like the first 7 years of my life I've skied.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like freshman, sophomore year, like I just got into like snowboarding. And yeah, I've just been snowboarding ever since. I feel like skiing, like once I was skiing for like 7 years or so, like I was just like, this is way too easy. And I was like, I need a little bit of a challenge. So I tried snowboarding. I mean, I already had skateboarded back then. And yeah, so it kind of just like clicked at one point. Like don't get me like wrong, like it's fucking hard as hell to learn right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was literally just like dragging my ass for like the first
Skiing,
like
right?
3. No, snowboarding. Like once I switched, like it was like literally just dragging my ass down the run. Like the first maybe like 2 or 3 times I went. In fact, the first time I went snowboarding, I literally just like fucking snapped my my growth bone in my wrists.
Ooh.
And if that didn't heal properly, like literally my arm would have stopped growing. And that was what was that? It was 8th grade. So I must have been 13.
Something like that.
Yeah, so yeah, like about 6 years then I've been skiing.
And your arm hasn't grown since.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this.
That's
So I just, beat off with this one.
Oh yeah. Make you feel huge.
Right. Yeah, no.
Like Deadpool movie.
No. Yeah, no, my arm here healed perfectly fine, luckily. Good. And everything went well. And yeah, man, and I literally like right the next season, like I was right out there snowboarding again, and I was just determined, to learn how to do it. And I didn't take, like I didn't give myself a chance to give up, which is, I feel like, a lot of people, I mean, like, not a lot of people, because I feel like so many fucking people snowboard nowadays. But I feel like so many people, they just get frustrated and kind of give up on shit. Which, that's literally like the point where you should just be more inspired to like continue and like power on through and just be like, dude, I'm like getting somewhere at least. Like,
Yeah.
That's
how I was when I first started snowboarding. But there's an Adventure Time quote or something like that sucking at something is the first step of being good.
Yeah, that's from Adventure Time.
It was something like that. I think
that makes me like Adventure Time that much more.
It might have been like just a quote and it was Adventure Time in the background or something. But I think that's very true, because you can't expect to be amazing at something new all the time. Like, I mean, it applies to everything in life, not just snowboarding or sports or video games or whatever. You have to suck at it and then work at it. That's the whole point, to be determined, motivated until you get good.
Yeah.
That's life, I guess.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Shout out to Adventure Time.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you. It's absolutely critical for, like, especially if someone's struggling with something, like the moment they recognize that they're like, every time they fail or like they like fall down or like something, like they got to recognize that they did go that much farther, or they did like, improve like this much, or like, like they started getting the hang of it somehow or somewhat. Like they like, once they do recognize, that they just got to get the, got to feel the push from themselves.
Totally.
And, I highly encourage like anyone to fucking try, especially things that like challenge you and like just like something you're uncomfortable with. Like it's absolutely like something you should get into then, and like get better, and like that way you can like better yourself. Yeah, man.
That was like me in sports for a while. Like sports, I think everyone should do at least one or two sports in their life.
Absolutely, especially when they're like growing up, like super young and stuff.
It teaches them a lot of things, like competitiveness, using your brain,
right,
and learning a way to win.
Yeah,
teamwork, of course, and all that stuff. But I was like the worst basketball player for like a long time. I sucked at basketball.
When did you play basketball?
I played in my Park District League in high school. Like I sucked, and I never really like had an inclination to like want to be good or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to go out and compete. And my first season, I was just garbage. The only thing I did there, seriously, was rebound.
Yeah. I was like, hey guys, here's the ball.
But that's the thing. If you're so good at just one thing,
right,
you're still a valuable asset.
Oh,
as opposed to being like fucking mediocre at everything.
Right.
Like, you know what? Let me try to be good at one thing. I'm not gonna score the basketball. I'm not gonna like do fancy assists, but I can play defense and I can rebound. Because all rebounding to me is mostly effort. You could be tall, you could jump high, but if you have the good technique of boxing out and whatever. So that's all I did like my first season. And my second season, of course, I worked in the off time to get better. Like you know what? Maybe I can try to contribute other ways instead of just rebounding. I want to be a more valuable asset to my team.
Right.
I don't want to be a liability when we're on offense, kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
So
it's like, all right, guys, push forward.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to set screens and like pick and roll. Then I don't get the ball, whatever.
Yeah.
So I worked on my game. And it sucked. You're just like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm not gonna get the ball anyways.
Right.
Why am I gonna try to practice offense? And I'm like, you know what? Just by the by chance I get a steal or something like that. You know what? I might need this skill eventually.
Yeah.
So of course I'm gonna have to practice my shooting, my layups, and whatever. But yeah, like you said, just never give up. And I think that's
right, man.
Like, and just try to improve, man. And I mean, it's really funny. I had a job interview recently, and I wasn't expected to answer this or ask this question. Like an idiot, I should have.
But you weren't expected to answer it, or you weren't expecting?
Yeah, I didn't expect to be asked this question.
Okay.
I should have. I don't know why.
Was it just like a typical job?
Exactly. Like, what's your like major, or what do you think you can improve on, or what's your weakness?
Oh god, yep.
Yeah. And I'm like, why did I
something
not?
You should be ready for.
Like, why did I not prepare for this one? I was so prepared for like other work related, like experience related questions. Right. That I forgot this one.
You had like so many stories under your belt that you had like locked down, and you're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's like the guy that prepares for everything else except for like, tell me about yourself.
Right.
Yeah, like I work good. Yeah, it's like
so
that.
What did you say?
Actually, I think I did okay.
Yeah.
I said, like, well, what's one skill you need to work on?
Yeah.
And I really didn't have an answer. So like, one skill I need to work on. Oh, that's a good question. You know what? To be honest, I need to work on everything because I think that everything should be improving. I'm not saying that I have one glaring weakness because I don't, but I think I should improve on everything because I think everyone should improve on everything. Even if you're good at something, there's always room for improvement because there's always someone better than you at something. Yeah. Like,
that's a good answer.
You could be like the best, I don't know, typist in the world or something.
Right.
But you know what? There's probably someone out there better than you.
Right.
And you should always
type like 15 words a minute faster than you or something.
Yeah, whatever the
right.
obscure number is.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I kind of thought about that after I bullshitted that. It's like, wow, you know what? I really do kind of actually believe that because, but of course you want to improve your lower level stuff. If I'm good at whatever.
Counting cards.
If I'm good at counting cards, I want to be good at like other card games too instead of blackjack.
Right.
Like I want to learn some other things to do. So
there you go. Perfect relation, by the way.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice. So dude, that's a really good answer that you gave then. Yeah, dude, because you always like, especially for that kind of question, once it gets fired at you, like I've learned through my experience at least, like I've had many interviews and yeah, you just gotta like kind of give like a false it's not like a false positive, but it's like it's almost like an advantage for the job position almost. Like if they kind of want you to like,
I'm such a hard worker. I'm a perfectionist. I work too hard.
This is my flaw.
Yeah.
Like that almost like literally is what you have to say, like almost like something that's still positive about you, but like yeah, it's like, oh, the bad thing about me is that I do always want to like finish what I start kind of thing. And like, I never want to like give it up, even if it like takes me extra hours of work or something like that. Like I'm determined, like like something like that.
And interviewers know that. Interviewers aren't stupid. Of course.
That's what they're like hoping for, or they're hoping for something crazy that puts a spin on what they think about like what they should expect, kind of like what you're giving them. And you're like, it's like you're not expecting it, but then like you just like kind of bullshit, but like at the same time like you're honestly like answering the question, but like you're like, yeah, like I'm just fucking have to improve on everything. Like I have no like flaws in particular, but at the same time everything has to be improved on regardless. As you go. Yeah. So
yeah, interviewers, they like you said, when they ask you what's your biggest weakness or what do you need to improve on the most, they're kind of looking for the one answer that is like a stock answer, like, yeah, I'm a perfectionist. You don't want to like a false positive, like you said.
Right.
But the other one is they just fucking bomb it, like, well, I have a really big problem of showing up to work on time, or I call off too much, and those are just like fucking out the door, like you're not getting this job.
Right.
So I think interviewers are hoping for the false positive.
Yeah.
So like, okay, this guy gave the stereotypical answer, which doesn't hurt him, but doesn't help him.
Yeah. And
I think at that time you have to play safe and not get a negative on you.
Right.
Or a slash.
Yeah. Some like if you're not like ready for that, I mean, like generally speaking, like you can kind of like look this kind of stuff up on online and kind of just see the general questions. That's definitely one of them that would come up, but just in general, like it's like even if you're not ready for it, as you said, like you can still give like even a more interesting answer that they're not expecting, which is an even bigger plus for you.
Exactly. Yeah,
So,
because if it's outside the box, they're kind of impressed by it. They're like,
Right.
wow, this guy really, he didn't just go online and look up the safe
Right.
answer. This guy actually thought about it. It was insightful and kind of gave
and in your
like,
case,
just bullshit. Yeah.
didn't even fucking think about it for a second. You're like, oh shit.
No, but
That's a great question.
but it's also a true answer.
Right.
Because I really do think that. I think all aspects of life, not just like career wise or anything. Like I think everyone should improve because that's how you advance. That's how you evolve as a person. Right. You know, no one stands still in their own personality or their own life.
Right.
And if they do, they're a moron or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think everyone just has to keep moving forward. And you know, like people always say the thing like, "Oh, you changed," or like people change.
Right, you changed, bro.
Or do you,
I love that.
There's
you
always
changed, bro.
There's always like, that, or like you changed.
Of course, you fucking changed. Did you not change? What the fuck are you like stagnant as fuck?
Yeah.
Like since like childhood, like what's going on there?
But then on the other side, there's always so many people out there that say people don't change.
They have to change.
But
it's growth.
That I agree with that. But people are saying, "Oh, they don't change. They just show their true colors eventually to you." I'm like, no, people change all the fucking time. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? So you're saying that you yourself are the same exact person from when you were in high school? Yeah. Of course not. Of course not.
That's why it's so silly to call someone a flip-flopper, because if you're not flip-flopping, you're a fucking freak. Like, you're not a normal person. Like, you gotta like your personality, your opinions, your everything will evolve as you grow in this life.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't, then you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, everything's always in constant motion.
Absolutely. This is a changing world, and your body and you as a human like change like in reflection to it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, because if you the world can just sweep you off, or you can roll with it.
Right.
And if you're like your ideas are constantly changing with the world point of view, because if you're the same exact, if my parents were the exact same people they were in the 70s, the 80s, like they would be fucking miserable right now. They have to change because they wouldn't get this far. Yeah. People change. I hate that thing. Like people don't change. They show you their true colors.
Right.
Like when times are bad or whatever. But I'm like, no, people change all the time, and you should too, for the better. I mean, hopefully for the better. Right. Because your mind's constantly evolving and
100%, dude.
Redundant now, but
yeah, man. It's kind of
it's a slippery slope.
Right. Yeah. No, it is kind of silly that. People accuse other people of doing that and
flip-flopping.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I guess your like core moral values or whatever shouldn't change. Like your core shouldn't change like by that much.
I mean, like it can like fluctuate a bit from what you initially believe. Be like, oh yeah, like I did a little more research, or like I had this life experience that like taught me this and this about like what I already thought about. What was already going on, and then you're just like, okay, like I that's like for example, I remember I initially had it's fucking crazy, like my first ever girlfriend, freshman year of high school.
Shit.
She was kind of nuts, and like I didn't understand it first, and I was just like, oh yeah, like we'll love each other to the end, and like all this stuff, and like all the time we're like, yeah, hope you don't change. Like that was said to me, and like I also said it back, kind of like as in I love you too, kind of thing. But like I was just like, oh, I hope you don't change. I hope you don't change either, kind of thing. But like
you have to say that,
yeah, dude. But at the same time, she's fucking nuts, and so I fucking broke up with her, that crazy bitch.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, man, 6 months down the way, and she fucking unfortunately was suicidal, and that was a deep, dude, it really went deep, and it was like really fucking like just kind of after 6 months, man, that's a big toll on your conscience. It was a big toll on like my emotionally on me, and it's just couldn't fucking take it. First relationship out of the gates, man. Like you can't fucking do that shit.
Yeah, man. It was
you can't put that upon yourself.
You're a young man, she's a young woman, and it's really tough to no one knows that's gonna happen.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's tough.
Luckily, I was able to like, because of course, as of like those kind of people, like once they find out that like, if they even like mentioned this before, of course, like before like anyone even breaks up with anyone, they're like, if you break up with me, I'll fucking kill myself. It's like, dude, that's the worst thing you can possibly hear at that sort of scenario.
Yeah.
And after that, you're just like, oh shit, like I need to like make my moves wisely and quickly, like before this gets any further, like emotionally wise or anything. And dude, it was a very tight situation for me. I like literally had to like very carefully shift the like chess pieces just at the right angles, and like kind of, it was such a weird way of going about it, but
dodging bullets.
Yeah, man. I finally found a way to like, let her down easy, and at the end she was just like, fuck you. So I was like, yes, I got out of it.
Yeah, that's expected.
So
because you're still breaking up with her and she's still going to be like somewhat mad.
Right.
But you have to calm her down like, hey, you know what? You're a great girl still.
Right.
But
it's like, you're a great person. You're just like, not for me. Yeah, we're not meant to be together. And it's just kind of the thing. Like, it's like, I'm just not made for you.
Yeah. Once you get her mad instead of sad, it kind of like makes it a little better, because she's not gonna.
Luckily, she was Italian and she had a short fuse to begin with, so it was just like so she got mad at me pretty easily, like, or she just got like frustrated and like mad in general pretty easily. Fuck so it was just like, yeah. So she was like, "Fuck you! I don't need you anyway."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's like, all right.
Now I don't feel guilty anymore.
Like it's not bad then. But no, that was definitely such a big learning curve for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's like, it was a really good like learning experience though. Like something, I was gonna say as small as that was a pretty big like milestone in my life. But like even something like that just casually comes about like that really teaches you a lot, man.
Especially being so young too.
Right.
Yeah, especially your first girlfriend, so young, and you kind of learn on the fly. Right. No one taught you how to, like, hey, there's this,
how to love, how to like treat other people.
Yeah, like, there's this girl, and you might encounter this situation with someone, and this is how you have to deal with it. No, you have to learn that by yourself.
Yeah, man.
And maybe with the advice of your friends or whatever.
Test the waters.
Yeah,
it's hard, man.
Yeah, that's a kind of good thing about high school at the very least. I know a lot of people like hated high school.
Yeah.
How'd you like high school?
Dude, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, me too.
That's good. Yeah, dude. Like I know so many people that like despise it so much. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, those were like the worst years of my life.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, it's kind of silly, but like it's silly to hear, but at the same time, like I feel like I just had like a nice experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was also very involved with like the like band and stuff like that. I played trumpet, first 3 years, and then senior year I just like took the year off. I was like, this is my vacation year.
Fuck it.
But no, I should. I kind of feel bad, and I kind of feel like I should have continued, because I was I mean,
you're the best.
I don't want to say that, but
you meant it.
But retrospectively, I was like first chair and everything, and like at the end like even freshman year, like going in, like I got into like pretty high, a high like ranking within the band, and like I also tried out for jazz band and stuff, and they had 3 jazz bands at the time. Like the lowest one, jazz 3, like you didn't have to really try out for it. You kind of just like went to the rehearsals,
especially you being the superstar trumpet player.
Right, of course.
They're just like, fuck it, we'll let them in, who cares?
Like legitimately, like I fortunately had a very like awesome trumpet teacher, and like took private lessons, fortunately, and like my parents were able to afford that at the time and stuff, so I was very fortunate in that regard. But Yeah, dude, it was a really great experience in general. Like in high school, like I recommend that though to like anyone who is going into high school, like be very involved and like be like, because honestly, like even before the year started, I already met like so many people because we did like it was like marching band in the summer before high school started.
My sister had to do that
Yeah.
before.
What did she play?
She was actually in the color guard.
Oh,
But
nice.
she had to be out there with them.
Yeah.
So I played football.
Nice.
So we would be doing our tour days and like summer camps and stuff like that. We would see the band out there too, like doing all that crazy shit.
Yeah,
like, God damn, they're outside just as long as us.
Yeah.
Same exact hours.
That was my brother right there. My brother and his wife is in color guard.
Oh really?
Yeah, she initially like played clarinet and stuff, and then she kind of just took up color guard and continue with that the rest of the years. But yeah, man, like I just in general, like I strongly recommend that. As I said, like just like get involved, like, and you know, as I said, like before the year even started, I knew so many fucking people within the school. And it was just like awesome because
make friends,
right? Like you already have friends the first day going in. And like you're like, hey, like what's up? And like it's already like people from like different, you know, middle schools and stuff coming in, and you're like, oh shit, I don't, you know, this is the first time meeting you and stuff. But it's still before the year, and then luckily, like some of the best friends that I made in fact, one of the best friends I made in marching band before the year started just so happened to be in my seminar. And my homeroom and stuff, like once the year started, and I was like, oh shit, check this motherfucker out. Like, you're right here, huh? And then he's just like, yeah, you know, like we had a fucking great time. But yeah, so like that was very fortunate for me. So I was like it was like a nice, easy like transition, to say the least. As well as I mean, I also did freshman year, before the school year started, I did like swimming during the summer.
Oh, cool.
Luckily enough, I had an older brother in high school already, and he kind of urged me to do swimming, and so I did it. You know, I did the summer camp with him, and then like I did like marching band on the off times, and yeah, man, it was a great time. Honestly, like I generally speaking, like during high school, I had a great time. I like was very social with everyone. I tried to keep everyone on my good side, even though like obviously you can't make everyone happy.
You can't.
And like you find your niche, man. You really do. Like quick, like sooner or later, you will find your niche.
Yeah, I feel like most people do.
All you have to do is be social. And like honestly, like as a
some people aren't though.
It's true. It's kind of sad because those are the people that usually tend to like after high school. They're like, oh, I fucking hated high school. Fucking douchebags everywhere. It's like, dude, like you literally like either you weren't social enough or you just like kind of kept to yourself. That's probably why you know like either got maybe not picked on, but it's just like. You're just like
you didn't have a good time.
Yeah, you just didn't have a good time. Like you just went to school, like people were just like meh, and then you went home, and I'm sure you were just like meh at home too.
No one hated them or anything like that.
Right.
They were just like, oh yeah, the guy that didn't talk too much, or the shy guy. Which I mean, it's sad. They have friends too, of course, but they, you know, no one talked to them because they didn't talk to anyone else.
Right.
And if there's already established groups, you kind of have to piggyback it off you, or you're gonna be alone.
Yeah.
But by the way, I broke the seal.
Oh no.
So I'm dying over here.
Oh shit. All right. Well, we'll pause this for a second, and then we'll come back.
Thank you.
We'll come back real quick.
See you soon.
Yep.